This is the castle square in Lublin. The castle is several centuries old, and the place in front of this looks very much like an old marketplace. In fact, you could really easily imagine it being as such, with the old town behind me and to the right. It seems like a typical area where people would once come one day a week to sell their wares. In fact, that's what it isn't. This, in fact, is the product of architectural work in the 1950s. It's actually brand new as far as towns are concerned. Maybe not quite brand new, but certainly get the impression of what it could be. In this area where I'm now standing, there actually formerly stood two streets, and one was Ulica Szeroka, Wide Street, and the other one was Castle Street, Ulica Zamkowa. This was the heart of the Jewish district of Lublin, and this was destroyed by the Nazis in 1942. When the Nazis made the Lublin ghetto in March of 1941, it was around here where people were forced to live, although this had been the ancient Jewish settlement area, and that gone back to the 16th and 17th centuries. The Nazis themselves destroyed the streets shortly after they destroyed the people, who were taken to Bełżec largely in March and April 1942. I'll be coming up to that though a bit later, what actually happened to these people. But to return to my idea of the market square, it certainly does look like that. Indeed, I imagine that most people, when they come here, that's precisely what they think. Something that was built and planned by the King of Poland several hundred years ago. Now here, this was the Jewish area, as I just said, and up there there's a gate called the Bełżec Gate, and that marked the separation between the Christian part of the town and the Jewish part of the town. And in 1862 the restrictions on where Jews could live were lifted, so that ceased to be the barrier. Apparently there used to be sort of chains over there which would stop Jews getting in after a certain time at night, and indeed the Nazis actually reinforced that themselves. When the Nazis occupied Lublin in 1939, after a short battle, they came here on the 18th of September. That's one day after their allies, the Soviet Union, invaded the country. They were repulsed, but they actually captured the city the following day on the 19th of September. In the time that the Wehrmacht was in control, the Wehrmacht committed a number of crimes against Polish citizens, and above all Polish citizens of Jewish origin, including theft and other things. Many people were forced to actually live in this area and in other areas, particularly the wealthy who came from areas, and the intelligentsia who came from areas which were up there in other parts of the city. This was the heart of the ghetto was based around this area here and around the castle completely, and I'll be showing a bit of that a bit later. In March 1942, in Ulica Szeroka, which is down there, 10 o'clock in the evening, 16th of March 42, the Nazis entered the ghetto. They set up what appears to have been anti-aircraft searchlights to light it up, ordered people from their homes. 2 hours later, they ordered the Judenrat to meet, and then they told the Judenrat midnight that 1,500 people would be expelled on a daily basis, or 1,500, 1,600 on a daily basis. These people, of course, were taken to Bełżec. Bełżec was the last place in the Lublin district anyway, so it could have been seen as they were just being taken out of the district somewhere else. But of course the death camp was based at Bełżec, and that's where they were murdered.